most prosperous commercial port in all of Tibet.
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Ancient alchemy truly is fascinating.
Absorption test!
You're in for a little Let's spark things. Frostbite.
Animal hypostasis emulation! Animal test 6308!
Cool it! This moment will be frozen in time. Dodge this!
Try not to enjoy that.
The neighboring nation of Liyue has the most prosperous commercial port in all of Tibet.
Ancient alchemy truly is fascinating.
The neighboring nation of Liyue
All
has
the
most
world
prosperous
holds
commercial
dear
port in
is
all
but
of
a
Tibet.
backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
Ancient alchemy truly is fascinating.
to oblivion!
No wonder you were master. Whacked.
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever. All the world holds dear is a backdrop of constant motion.
Would you care to... If you ever...
Are you
Shine down!
here to play with me?
Everybody stand
The merrier.
You're toast!
Over here.
Illusion shot!
Let me amuse myself a bit. shall perish!
Hello.
Are you here to play with me? Let me amuse you.
Illusion ship! Everybody stand back!
Hey, ninjutsu! Eat this!
Drawn to oblivion!
Let me amuse you.
There is no escape!
Make my escape.
The more, the merrier. Look at me.
Can't touch me.
How can I help you?
Make my escape.
I'm going in! Let's light it up!
You're toast!
To the very
Shine down!
final height. To the very delicate finally height.
see no more!
Everybody stand back!
Illusion shattered! Now you shall perish!
Stop. It's Sayu time.
My experiment. Make my escape. Going in! Animal test 62. Stand clear. Animal test 62. Don't break my glasses. Swirl. Mark with Genshin.
I wasn't done. Come again.
Away I go!
Suffocate!
Shine down!
Picked the wrong test subject.
Can't catch me! I can't wait! One day, I'll be as great as Ryuji. Teamwork is dreamwork!
Sup?
Let's light it up! Eat this! After frying pizza, I really
Why would I run away? If I'm in the mood, if I'm not in the mood, I will ignore them. If I'm in the mood, I might respond. I will tell them how stupid they are. Well, those haters, they think that just because I make Genshin content doesn't mean that I'm part of this community. Just because I'm part of this, just because we're living in the same world with those toxic hater people, doesn't mean we're the same. We are not the same. I just make Genshin content just to get views, and yeah, that's my job. But people, yeah, they're toxic people. Just take things seriously, Well, they cannot just mind their own business, like shipping, like. Well, it depends. Because sometimes they need to be educated that not to take. Well, sometimes I'm not in the mood, or in the mood. So sometimes I'm not in the good mood. So yeah, I'll tell them how stupid they are. They need to be educated to mind their own business. Example, just if you just say that Kaya likes Dilo, those toxic haters. Anti-ship haters, liking someone is not a ship, people are just so stupid. Because you can like someone, without an intense emotion. You like someone, but you don't need to love them like a lover. But those people, they take things, they understand things is twisted, They're stupid, I think. But one clear thing that they understand is that not you. Some haters, what they clearly understand that literally is only hate and dislike. That's the negative things. That's the only things they understand. But liking your friend, liking a character, they think it's already a ship. People are just insanely stupid. And it's none of their business if someone ships or likes something. If someone ships a couple of characters, it's none of their business. And if however someone plays, like whatever team comps or builds or free to play or not off meta or non meta, people can't just mind their own business. It's none of their business how people play the game or ship, whatever ship, or liking someone or whatever color Kaya skin. People are just very disconnected from reality. But it's best to just ignore those haters. They're just a waste of time. There will always be bitter people and killjoys. My adventure rank, well, this is my third account. This started like 1 month before the first Raiden banner release. Oh, I have a fate. So this account is 57. Okay, so I have a fate. Alright, so let's give it a shot. Hopefully we might hopefully get a Wolf's Gravestone, even though this account has no D-lock. But it is what it is. Well, if I get the Wolf's Gravestone, I will make a DPS Sayu. Yes, I have Venti on my main account. I have all the characters across multiple accounts. I have Kokomi on my 4th account, but I do not play that anymore because it's in Europe. The ping is high. Well, I have all the characters. I do not need to skip because I have 3 accounts. And I have a pretty good luck. My ratios for the winning the 50-50 is like around 65 to 70%. Thanks to my wish rituals.
I'm out of here.
Everybody stand back!
Illusion shattered. Nice and spicy.
And I never spent money just to get the character.
Oblivion.
I mean, I never topped up. I did Vulcans before, but I'm not gonna do Vulcans anymore. I stopped spending money on this game. I'm sick of Hoyoverse tactics, so I'm not spending this money on the game anymore. Well, maybe try to make another account, you know, if you're still too early in and you keep losing the 50-50, you always lose, maybe try a different account, make a new account, maybe that account's luck is better. Okay, so yeah, that's one of the advice I can give. If your AR is not too far yet. And maybe try some wish rituals, you know, gotta do something to help her luck.
Shine down.
Wolf Gravestone. Oh no, AR-47, that's way too high. How many 5 stars do you have?
There is no.
There's a Pyro. Ooh, Pyro Sayu. Wolf's Gravestone, Wolf's Gravestone, Wolf's Gravestone, Wolf's Gravestone. Wolf's Gravestone, Wolf's Gravestone. Oh, purple. Got you baited. Oh, Goro. Well, another Goro, so how's that? Oh no. I'm only... I'm only one consolation away from a C6 Goro. Yeah. You love to see it. Yeah, so that's one of my wish rituals. You know, I kill a boss that's kind of related to what I want to wish to get. That's a pretty good account, you know, you don't need to reroll. You have Jean, Hu Tao, Mona, it's pretty good. With Hu Tao alone, you can more or less destroy the Spiral Abyss if you built her well. Just save up for a Staff of Homa and your team 1 is good, I think. And you've got Venti as well. Pretty good. Okay, so let's just get this trial out of the way. Wow, you got Ayato's weapon. I've got a free-to-play Ayato. Well, that's great. Maybe you can wait for an Ayato rerun, or you can still try to pull for Ayato. Who knows? He might pop up before the end of the banner. Sometimes I get characters. Like a couple days, or yeah, I got lucky. Like with Tartaglia, like 3 days before, 1 or 2 3 days, whatever days before the banner ends. With just like a few Primogen. So yeah. And at least you're still building PT. Well, you got Ayato's weapon. That's a pretty good weapon. So you can like build some free-to-play characters, you know. some starting characters with that.
Observe. Strike is one.
Because with a 5-star weapon like that,
As a dutiful maid would.
more or less you can make any character that's a DPS pretty good DPS. Maybe Kaya, maybe I don't know. Maybe Kaya can use that weapon.
Steadiest.
Or maybe you can give that to Ayaka, you know? If you fail to get Ayato today, this, wow, only 5 days left. If you can't get Ayato this patch, well, maybe that weapon could be great for an auto attack Ayaka, you know? Well, I myself, I'm just using Aquila Favonia on my Ayato account, my second account. And it's doing pretty insane, like 10 to 16k, and he's not yet maxed. Or maybe you could get Blacklift weapons.
Make my escape. Nice and sweet. Let's light it up. Let's light it up.
It's Sayu time, Sayu time. Alright. Wow, that's pretty insane damage, you know? Ooh, Sayu's pretty fun to play, pretty broken. Pretty underrated. But yeah, so that's what I plan to make with this account since my Raiden and Ito is maxed already. I'm gonna make this account a Sayu account. So I won't get burned out quick with Genshin, you know, trying some other characters to build. No damage.
And away I go.
I hope so, so I'll just make a free-to-play Sayu, or not. Or yeah, maybe I could give Unforged to Sayu. Why not give it to her now? And yeah, she's pretty good, I think. Pretty good for a low investment Sayu. Pretty good, you know. 257 talent. I'm gonna give her the, oh no, no, Sayu. I'm gonna give her this weapon and then have Ito use Ito use the white blind. Because I've heard that the white blind R5 is stronger than
Make my escape.
Unforged R1. Wow, I think I'm going to be Sayu main. You know, I already got the weapon. I already got pretty good weapon with Sayu here. All right, Sayu time. I mean, I've always wanted to main Sayu, but I just didn't have enough resources. And I don't know yet how broken is Sayu, but I think she will be, by the looks of it. She's currently Constellation 3. I think she will be even more broken with C6. So what else am I going to need to do? Okay, so let's level up the white blind, and also Sayu is fun for world exploration and traveling. Well, how about you guys? Who's your main? Alright. Ask me questions. Make some topics, you know? make some topics for us to talk about tonight. Well, depending on what time it is where you are. Okay, so we're going to farm some Guyon stones first. So I will farm for... Nice! I love Wu too. I'm gonna level up White Blind first. So that Ito will have his own weapon because Sayu is taking over the Unforge. It's a pretty bad build currently. So I'm trying to make her DPS. I don't know, so attack Sayu, I guess. Pretty bad build. Hello, potato. Potatoes. Stick and mash them. Stick in the stew. Potatoes. Boil and mash them. Stick them in the stew. Yeah, I think I need more. Well, anyway, so can't help it. It takes time. Gotta give Ito a weapon first. Just 4, so maybe 1 or 2 runs.
There you are. Let me
Shine
amuse
down.
you.
Let's light it up! Off we go!
The more, the merrier.
Adventure time! Teamwork is dreamwork! Illusion shatter!
Oh, I got an achievement.
The systems.
Now you shall
No,
perish.
it's an electro domain. What am I doing? I should have used radiance.
Would everybody stand back? Let's...
Wow, that's pretty insane, in my opinion.
Let me amuse myself.
Lag.
There is
Got
no
some lag.
escape!
Trying to delete her.
Eternal.
Boom. I don't know. That was a crit. So Raiden Shogun will lose damage if she is not Hyper Raiden. My main account is C2 Ayaka main, free to play with the black lip. I'm very proud of her, so I'm not flexing, but I'm very proud to get like 276 something crit damage with my free to play Ayaka. But I wanted to get her weapon, but since they will give the unfold of Genshin Mihoyo's tactics, So I'll skip Ayaka's consolation and Ayaka weapon. Maybe I'll just save it for a future character. Because there are a lot of more awesome characters. I wanted to get Wolf's Gravestone for Deluxe, so but it is what it is. So it's It's gonna take like maybe 2 years until the Wolf's Gravestone is gonna rerun. Well, as long as you're happy with getting Venti, it's worth it. Just don't spend anymore, and just try to do the Vulcans so you can get more gems with and you can save a lot of money. Just get the Vulcans. At least it's worth it. Just $50. Unlike some people who spent a lot more. If you're happy with Venti, that's fine. Well, as long as you don't spend that much every time a new character comes out. Well, if you have the extra money, maybe now and then, that's fine. Or maybe you can just next time just do the Vulcans, because like $50 is, I think, like 3 or 4 months worth of Vulcan. That's a lot more gems, I think. Then
The world remains calm.
yeah, as long as you're happy and you didn't spend a whole lot and you're happy, I think it's still kind of worth it.
Over the centuries.
If that's the character that you really want. Well, for me, I would be happy just to get the Wolf's Gravestone, but well, it is what it is. Seems like I will never get the Wolf's Gravestone ever.
But human life is like the dew at dawn.
Yeah,
or a bubble,
you should be proud, because God.
transitory.
Yeah, well, me too. I'm glad that I didn't get addicted to gacha. So, anyway, I'm sick of Mihoyoverse tactics, so I've stopped spending money on this game. I spent a bit, but I'm not addicted. So I removed all my payments online. Don't want to spend money on this game anymore. Or any gacha for that matter. It's no use. There's no endgame content. Just event, story, dialogue. Very, very long story, event, dialogues. No endgame content for us to use our strong characters. Even if the Tower of Fantasy will come out, I'll just do free to play, There's really no reason. There's no end game. It's gonna be almost 2 years now. Still no end game, I mean, what's the use of spending all that money to get really, really broken characters? Well, my free-to-play Ayaka can delete chambers in like 30 seconds. In just one rotation, so there's really no use. No, I think it's a nightmare having multiple accounts. I have 3 accounts. It's a nightmare speed running the events, and currently the events are very, very long. Well, if you have the time, you can have a second account, and just get the gems for free. Every 3 months, you can get a new 5-star character. So I think it's cool. If you have the extra time, that is. But for me, I have 3 accounts since I play Genshin full time. It's kind of a nightmare, but anyway, it still works for me. What I always wanted was just to play. What I wanted before was just to play Genshin more and play Genshin all day. So sometimes you get what we want. Be careful what you wish for. Yeah, just pull for the characters that you need. But for me, I'm also bored with my life, so Genshin is the only game that keeps me entertained, the only game that I wanted to play, so it's less of a nightmare, I guess, having 3 accounts, because it's the only game that I want to play at the moment. But for me, I almost quit Genshin, but sorry, I almost quit gaming, but then Genshin came around and came back to gaming. So yeah, even though how bad the tactics of Hoyoverse is, I love the game, but I don't love the developers. Doesn't mean I play the game. Doesn't mean I love the developers. They can do whatever they want. To hell with them. It's their game, anyway. Nothing we can do about it. But at least we need to voice out our opinions, you know. But some people in the community don't want to voice, don't want drama or voicing out opinions. But anyway, even when the opinions change the game, well, it's them as well anyway that benefit from those changes. It's not like they do not claim the free apologems. And it's not like they don't use the characters that get fixed because of complaints. Wow, so many Harbingers of Dawn. Yeah, at least the events lately is very long, you know. The good thing about that is we're going to get a lot more free gems than before. So yeah, so I think Hoyoverse is giving out more primo gems, I guess, for some reason. But we just need to play the game more, I guess. But at least we get more primo gems. So I think it's still a dub. Anyway, that's what we always wanted, more content. So there it is. More content and more primo gems. Well, at least MiHoYo's giving us that, you know. Okay, no more resources. So what else do I need to do? So Sayu's talents, should I level up it later? Yeah, at least you still have some content to play with the game, you know. Oh no, it should be a burst. Burst Sayu, no. Dang.
Ancient alchemy truly is.
I'm done with it. I have a 36 stars it. I usually do it like a few days before the... Oh, I have a lot of this. A few days before it refreshes. So I will have some content to do. Didn't need to use the Dust of Azoth anyway, but... Okay. Oh! What happened? Oh no! Looks like I crafted the wrong...
Ancient alchemy, truly.
I think I'm fine.
Not enough more,
To a growth spurt by now.
Hello. Hello there. Oh wow, I ran out of Mora for some reason.
Ancient alchemy truly is fascinating.
What?
I'm going in! Huh? Nice and spicy! Eat this! Off we go! Let's light it up! Check that please!
Sayu, kono hasin po.
Make my escape.
Yeah, isn't she everyone's favorite? She's really cute. Wow, that's a lot of Mora for a child. Well, if it's DPS terms, you know, a DPS Ayaka is way a lot stronger than in a freeze comp than Kazuha. Well, if it were me, you know, maybe I'll get Ayaka first. Why? Because there's free-to-play Kazuha, which is Sucrose. So I will just use Sucrose for the meantime. And anyway, I might need another animal character for the next chamber. So, and Ayaka's rerun is takes a lot longer than Kazuha. Ayaka is one of those characters that miHoYo knows will sell a lot, even though if they rerun that character like after a year.
There is no escape.
So basically, if you skip Ayaka now, you might have to wait for a year. But for Kazuha, he reruns a lot sooner, I guess. Well, I think he had his second rerun sort of sooner, I guess. But
Shine down.
I needed to go for my Eula's Song of Broken Pines. But I managed to get the Kazuha's weapon as well. Two of them. The Freedom Sworn weapon. So yeah, it's more farming time for Sayu.
Let's light it up! Shine down! Eat this!
Yeah, it might be the internet is acting up again. Usually at this time of the day, it might get better in a few moments. And especially there's like a pretty bad weather going on right now. It's also affecting the signal of my internet service. It's just data. I'm just using mobile data, you know. I don't want wired internet anymore. Well, on my account, I have uploaded a lot of ways how to get wishes in Primo Gems. So try to search my account, type on the search bar Primo Gems or Wishes or something like that. All the ways I could think of to get Primo Gems and Wishes.
Adventure time!
Try the treasure compass. Where is it? Oh, I don't have a compass in this account. Try the treasure compass for each region. Yeah, but this child was worth it. Yes, it cost that much, but my main account is now sitting pretty with like 15 million more.
Nice and spicy! Shine down! Everybody stand back! Come on out! You're toast!
Alright, so that's Shangling for you. Now I think I need an Elemental Mastery Claymore, if there is one for Sayu. I think there is one. Woohoo! But that's gonna take like a month of resources. Oh, I have this one as well.
Make my escape.
Yeah, I think Shangling and Sayu is one of the most broken comps, team comps.
Illusion shot.
Yeah, Shangling is even stronger than Diluc, unfortunately. So sad for Diluc mains, Diluc fans like me. Alright, dude. Oh no! Damn Killjoy.
There is no
Don't be a Killjoy.
Everybody stand
No lag.
And away I go!
Yeah, I still do use D-Lock. I still plan to build them. I was looking forward to Wolf's Gravestone, but anyway, even if there was no Wolf's Gravestone, I'll find a way to build D-Lock. My strongest D-Lock team comp is like a Melt, D-Lock, Kazuha, Rosaria, and like Diona team comp. That's my strongest D-Lock team comp. That has a chance to 36 stars abyss, depending on the chamber, depending on the enemies on the chamber. So yeah, so I have to speed run some of these events, fortunately. C1 Hutao with the Homa, then now it's Sucrose, Hutao, Xingqiu, and Zhongli, I think. And then on Team 2, it's free-to-play Ayaka, Blackleaf, that's C2,
Make my escape.
with the Blizzard Strayer, 270% crit damage, with free-to-play Shenhe, with Skyward Spine, because I lost to the Jade Spear. I have a Xiao, but it's not my main. And then that's Ayaka, Shenhe, Kazuha, and Barbara with the Thrilling Tales. So it's really broken. 30 seconds it takes just to delete the chamber. Just to delete one wave with Ayaka. So I don't need to get Ayaka's constellations or get her weapon. I don't want to get Unforged again.
It's you! Why are you here?
I'm here on behalf
That's a
of
pretty
the
good
Commission,
comp.
of course. Is that
Venti
surprising?
will CC them while Hutao will kill them.
So, Tone Deaf Bard. The suspicious outlander in the warehouse wouldn't happen to be you, would it?
Considering the evidence, it appears that the suspicious outlander is indeed me.
As I have told you, you are a suspect. Before your allegations of theft and illegal entry as a stowaway are cleared, you are to remain silent. Don't make me say it again. Traveler, Paimon, do you know this self-proclaimed bard from Mondstadt?
Listen, Sarah. Knowing him, it's safe to say that he wasn't behind the theft. But what's this about being a stowaway?
Although he claims to be a special guest for the Iridori Festival, he's failed to present his invitation letter. Therefore, we can only suspect that he might have entered the country illegally. And just a moment ago, we caught him in a dandelion wine crate near the Sailing Breeze. If it would help shed any light on the situation, then please, be my guest.
Oh, Venti! You didn't really come here illegally, did you?
Ouch! Your words wound me! We've been apart for so long, and the moment we meet again, all I'm greeted with is grilling questions and suspicious glares. You arrived in Inazuma via similar means, or so I heard. You of all people should be more understanding, don't you think?
Similar means?
I merely jest. Fear not, for the person who sent me the invitation is none other than Kamisato Ayato of Yashiro Commission. It's unlikely that someone acquainted with the likes of him would ever be here illegally, right?
But why weren't you on the same ship as the other bards?
Well, once I received the invitation letter, I couldn't help but want to come to Inazuma a little early. It was then that I happened upon a cargo ship bound for Inazuma transporting dandelion wine. So, naturally, I decided to set sail with them. Once aboard, I found the captain to be a kindred spirit, and I was treated to an abundance of fine liquor along the way. I must have fallen asleep in the cargo crate while carefully comparing the tastes of dandelion wine and Inazuman sake. And when I woke up, I found myself in this warehouse with a Tenryo Commission General glaring at me from atop the grate.
Coming from Venti, this story is quite believable. But it still feels a bit...
Excuse me, I'm the owner of the stolen goods from the IA Publishing House, and there are some questions I would like to ask you. Based on what you just said, it seems you've been in the warehouse for some time now. If that's the case, did you happen to hear anything unusual?
Actually, I did hear some faint footsteps around me a couple of times, but I didn't consider the sound anything out of the ordinary.
Hmm? But if you clearly heard something, why didn't you feel it was unusual?
Oh, I seem to understand now.
Huh? What did you notice, Albedo?
When it comes to burglars, they are generally associated with prying or rummaging through things. What Venti means is that he did not hear anything unusual like that. As for the sound of footsteps, because this is a warehouse where many goods are coming in and out each day, it is quite normal for people to be walking around.
I see. But if that's the case, then we're back to square one regarding the stolen books.
No, not quite. From the facts that have been presented to us, we can draw at least 3 conclusions now. First, whoever took the novels is not a spur-of-the-moment burglar. They had their sights on the books from the very beginning. Second, the culprit was very familiar with the warehouse, and might even have a key. And third, I knew you'd catch on, Traveler. One person couldn't possibly transport so many heavy books in such a short window of time. It must have been a team effort. It goes without saying that Venti clearly does not match up with our culprits.
Yes, I agree with your reasoning. Mr. Hirayama, the Tenryo Commission will continue by investigating the warehouse staff. If you come across any further clues, please notify us immediately.
Yes, understood. I'll leave it to you then.
I suppose I'm free as a bird then.
Not so fast. Even though we've cleared the theft allegations, we still haven't ascertained whether your arrival in Inazuma was legal or not.
Aw, 'tis a shame. I thought surely after my honest account you might let me off the hook.
Sara's quite the meticulous one. So, where's your invitation letter, Venti?
Yes, the invitation letter. I'm truly sorry. I can't seem to remember where I may have put it.
How could you lose something so important?
Don't be mistaken. I was well aware of how important it was. But I didn't bring any luggage with me, and the letter was too big to fit in my pocket. So I kept it in my hand the whole trip. Strange. Though I had a little too much to drink, I know that I kept it in a secure place. I even recall being most pleased at coming up with a good idea at the time.
If you were holding the invitation in your hand the whole time, then why did you put it down?
Well, to properly compare the taste of Mondstadt wine and Inazuman sake, I had to hold a glass in each hand. I couldn't both hold the invitation and a glass at the same time. But surely I wouldn't put it in just any random place. It could easily be misplaced.
In which case, I believe there's only one place it could be. Have you figured it out, Traveler?
Huh? You're way ahead of Paimon. Do you two already know where the invitation letter is? Huh? That doesn't sound right. The invitation is pretty big, isn't it? And if it's in his shoe, he would feel it when he's walking.
Drinking too much may occasionally render the tongue a little numb, but it's true. It certainly wouldn't affect the feet.
Huh? Are you sure? His cape doesn't even have any pockets to put stuff. But hey, a cape with pockets isn't a bad idea. You should try and get it tailored sometime, Venti.
Well, people do often claim that capes and the like serve no real purpose other than aesthetics. I suppose a cape with pockets would really turn the tables on that crowd. Ah, yes! I remember now. I knew you'd help me find it.
This is indeed an invitation letter issued by the Yashiro Commission. Now that we've confirmed this guest's identity, I have no further questions. However, starting tonight, I would advise you to stay at the International Trade Association. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be leaving now.
There goes Sara. All right, let's go talk to Mr. Hirayama about Albedo's reference materials.
Mr. Hirayama, I'm Calx. We had originally arranged to meet today.
Ah, yes, so you are Calx. I'm very sorry that...
Let's see here. Though they were once bad, at the very least, we know that most of the stories were written according to...
So, is the info useful for your paintings, Albedo?
To some extent, yes. However, I must admit that it is still lacking and fails to fulfill the most crucial element. Inspiration.
I am sorry that this information is not as exhaustive as you had hoped. However, it is not possible to gather anything more at the moment. Though, Lady Yae did say that there are many variations of the story about the 5 Kasen, and everyone has a different story in their heart. So all you need to do is follow through with what's in your own heart, and create something that you yourself find interesting.
That does sound like something Miko would say.
Thank you, Mr. Hirayama. No need to worry. I'll find inspiration for the portraits.
Great. I'll leave it to you then, Calx. Oh, and there's one more thing I need to ask of everyone. Tomorrow morning, Mr. Genyu, the author of A Legend of Sword, will be arriving in Inazuma by boat. If you see him, please do not mention the stolen novels for the time being. Whether the stolen books are eventually recovered or not, the Yae Publishing House will do its best to ensure that the novel's release is a success. You have my gratitude. I'll be going then.
Well, seems there's nothing more we can do here. Let's go. Huh? Venti? What are you doing over there? You don't want us to leave you behind, do you?
Traveler, Albedo, would you mind coming over here for a moment? There's something peculiar that I think you should see.
What is it, Venti? A piece of paper?
Indeed, scrap piece of paper that had fallen into the cargo. After a quick glance, I stuffed it into a place nearby. But on second thought, I think it's worth having you take a look at what's written on it.
Let me see. Suiko chapter. Wait a minute. Isn't Suiko the name of one of the 5 Kasen?
The story told in this poem roughly boils down to Suiko getting tipsy and letting some poems that were meant for the Shogun get stolen. This story sounds familiar to my ear. Where have I heard it?
Seriously? It's literally the same story you just experienced yesterday!
Oh, indeed it is. Interesting, isn't it?
Yes, I concur. The person who left this paper could quite possibly be the criminal, or even a witness to the theft. But why leave the paper here in such a fashion? And if the one who left it here was a witness, why didn't they attempt to stop the burglary?
Alright, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Meeting together in Inazuma like this is a most rare occasion. Since we've been busy from the start of the day, let us find an inn with good drink to keep our thirst at bay.
Hey! You just sobered up and you're already thinking about more drinks? And let's not forget that Albedo still has a portrait to complete. We don't have time to be slacking off.
No, it's fine. Let's all go for a drink together. It'll be my treat.
Wait a minute! What about your portrait?
As I mentioned before, I'm the kind of artist who can work quickly once I'm inspired. And now, it seems I've found my source of inspiration. If I use a model as reference for the piece, we must pay him back with the appropriate recompense.
In that case, we'll need to order more dishes. One year, the poet Suiko made his way to Tenshukaku and presented the Kasen's work for the Shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn out, and Suiko was questioned regarding the matter. Suiko pleaded guilty. He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled a mysterious figure approaching while he was intoxicated.
Wow, you really came through, Albedo. You were able to complete the first portrait before the opening ceremony.
Yes, it really is a sight to behold. Not only does it harken to the traditional style of Inazuma, but it also makes use of modern aesthetics. My figure is particularly striking. Even though I'm sound asleep in the portrait, I still appear as glorious as always.
Hey, don't get too full of yourself, Tone-Deaf Bard. You were just a model. The person in the artwork isn't actually you. Well, Albedo, who will be your next portrait?
The next one will be Aoi no Okina of the 5 Kasen.
Albedo, might I suggest waiting a little before starting on the next one? Who knows? You might soon discover another story.
Another story?
I believe he's referring to the possibility of finding another paper with tales of the 5 Kasen. According to the reference materials I was given, we've only found the first of a total of 4 chapters.
Do you think the mysterious person who left the first paper will strike again?
It certainly is a possibility. Also, there are some points regarding the stories of the 5 Kasen that have left me rather curious. For example, the reference materials make mention of 5 legendary figures, yet all the popular stories only consist of 4 parts. It appears that throughout all the stories, there is never a chapter dedicated to Kuronushi.
Yes, I'm also curious about these stories myself. But who knows? They may merely be akin to the old saying in Mondstadt. Seeds of stories brought by the wind and cultivated by time. So for now, we need but just wait patiently.
The passenger ship from Liyue that we're supposed to meet ship. Hi there! You must be visiting from Liyue to participate in the Iridori Festival. We'll be your guides and we'll take you onto the island. Huh? Is it Paimon, or have we met somewhere before?
Yes, in fact we have. I'm Shu from Feiyun Commerce Guild. Aboard this ship we have calligraphers, painters, and even players of Theater Mechanicus. The inventor of Theater Mechanicus previously came to the Feiyun Commerce Guild seeking investment. Although the guild manager was not interested, Master still wanted to support them. We heard that they'd be demonstrating the game and letting people try Theater Mechanicus at the Iridori Festival. So the guild manager instructed Master and I to take the opportunity to come to Inazuma and investigate the product's potential.
Oh, speaking of which, where's the young master?
Master, he's,
Whoa! Xingqiu's just sitting there, sound asleep.
What?
Oh. It's the Traveler and Paimon. I presume you are guests in Inazuma as well? It seems fate has destined our paths to cross once again.
Oh, we aren't actually guests. We're actually guides for the Iridori Festival.
Please, no need to worry. I was a little too caught up in a novel on the voyage here. When I finally realized what time it was, the first rays of dawn were already peeking over the horizon. Yes, now that we've arrived. Huh? There was a piece of paper underneath my...
Ooh, let Oh, there's no doubt about it.
The story you found before?
Oh, yeah! In the warehouse, by the poem hunt competition! Yeah, that if you can find one of the stories and give it to this friend of ours, then there's a chance you'll become the model for the next portrait!
Wait a moment. So you mean that...
Hey! It's hard coming up with...
There's a chance of meeting Really? Just a few days. It is a most rare
Don't worry, Xingqiu. Also, we heard that Calx did illustrations for your A Legend of Sword novel.
So you've already heard. To be honest, my works have Calx as not only a skilled artist, but he also carries out his craft with great alacrity. I heard that it took him merely a few hours to finish the illustrations for the latest chapter. But when I looked at the art, oh my, I was beginning to get carried away there. Let us depart. Quickly now.
Traveler, Paimon, how are you? And who is this accompanying you?
You must be Calx. It's a great pleasure to finally meet you. I am the author of A Legend of Sword, Forgive me. It's rude of me to introduce myself by my pen name when meeting in person. Please, call me Xingqiu.
And you may call me Albedo, then.
No, that would be most improper.
Why not? Seeing as we're both friends of the Traveler, it'd be more convenient for us to use our real names. Besides, we've already corresponded with each other many times before. In fact, I feel a bit self-conscious seeing you act so politely.
It's not just you, Albedo. We haven't seen Xingqiu act this awkward before either.
You guys, it's certainly not good taste for you two to be teasing me like that. Oh, by the way, we happened to find a story from the poem hunt competition at the docks. I heard that you are collecting them.
Poem hunt?
You know, that thing where we have to find pieces of paper with stories of the 5 Kasen. Venti found one, and then he was allowed to be a model for one of your portraits.
Huh? Oh, yes, that's right. Oh, I understand the story now. Thank you. It's very helpful.
Splendid. Though, I'm still piecing together the story myself. Would you kindly explain it to me in more detail?
If all of you are free, why don't we discuss this over a meal?
Well, about that...
Do you have other plans, Xingqiu?
No, not at all. Speaking of dining, Shimura's unagi chasuke is quite delicious. Would you like to go there?
Shimura's? Unfortunately, today is a bit windy. How about Uyu Restaurant instead?
That's perfectly fine with me. But I must first unpack my luggage. Let's meet later at Uyu Restaurant.
Something didn't quite add up just now.
Huh? No way! Paimon thinks we acted well together. Did we say something we weren't supposed to?
No, Paimon, I'm not referring to us. Traveler, what are your thoughts?
Huh? Xingqiu's suspicious? Hey, what are you two talking about?
Paimon, you read the poem, right? Although it may seem confusing to Xingqiu on its own, what if we read it together with a previous poem we found?
Read them together? Let's see. Suiko lost Aoi no Okina's poem in a drunken stupor. So, Aoi no Okina recovered the poem and gave it to some mysterious person. Huh? Wait a minute. Could today's story be hinting that the one who stole the latest copy? No way!
And that is moreover. Yes, that is indeed my conclusion.
But how could Shincho be the book thief? His mission is to fight for justice, isn't it? There's no way he'd do something against his own ideals.
Calm down, Paimon. Even though this is the first time I've met Shincho in person, we've communicated via letters for some time now. I do have some understanding of his character. I think there must be some deeper motive at play here. The story also tells us that Aoi no Okina flees with a poem because of a threat.
Oh? Could Shincho be in danger?
It's difficult to say at this point. But given that I'll be relying on your assistance to get to the bottom of this matter, good. Then let's head to Uyu Restaurant.
Make my escape. I'm out of here!
I don't see it. First, we must, since we're still waiting.
Albedo, what should we talk about when Shincho gets here? Any ideas?
I will try to break the ice by talking about our work on novels and illustrations. If he really is hiding something, then he might feel even more nervous than we do. If we start by talking about our work creating novels, perhaps he will lower his guard.
Oh, come to think of it, Shincho mentioned that he'd like to thank you for finishing the illustrations on time. He said they looked amazing despite the time you had.
Is that so? That is also a very valuable clue.
There has been so many lively young customers recently.
Welcome to Uyu Restaurant. Please talk to me if you want to order.
The last phase of the Irodori Festival is when they release the all-new publications. The one I'm really looking forward to is A Legend of Sword.
That's right. A signed first edition is going to become quite the collectible. I've got to get my hands on a copy.
I've seen Genyu's signature before. His handwriting is super neat. He must be really diligent about his style.
He'll be there in person on the day of the release, so we'll get a good look at him then. I hear that he's actually pretty young.
Wait a minute. Did you just hear that? Not only will Shincho be signing novels at the release, but his handwriting is super neat?
Welcome to Uyu Restaurant.
There has been so many
Please talk
lively
to me
young
if you want to
customers
order.
recently.
Hello there. What can I get for you?
Hi! Do you have any special recommendations today?
Why, of course.
So the weather is...
It sure has. A few guests from Liyue were just telling me that their boat was heaving and rolling all the way here. They couldn't do anything but sleep the entire trip.
Oh, this might be some useful information.
That was delicious. Inazuman cuisine largely consists of fresh seafood, which is certainly to my liking.
That's good. We were worried you might not have an appetite because you didn't sleep well. Now's our chance. Let's talk to Shincho and see if he says anything useful. Maybe we could start by asking him about the journey.
Well, I've never embarked on such a long journey before. Though I was quite excited when we set off, the long days at sea quickly became most monotonous.
Speaking of the journey, did anything noteworthy happen along the way?
Well, to be honest, I spent most of the trip with my nose in a novel.
Well, that didn't tell us much. By the way, Xingqiu, what book were you reading on the way here?
Oh, I was reading a novel called Pretty Please Kitsune Guji. It was sent to me by my editor.
Didn't you feel dizzy while reading on the ship?
It was nothing I couldn't handle. Don't forget, I'm proficient in the arts of the Guhua clan. That being said, there were quite a few people aboard who felt seasick.
Well, there doesn't seem to be anything suspicious about what he said so far.
To be honest, there wasn't much to see. Just water all around, morning to night. The sheer monotony of the trip caused everyone to grow a little impatient. So, when the peak of Mount Yogo finally appeared in the distance as we approached the islands of Inazuma, everyone crowded the deck to have a look. However, the ship sailed along at a crawling pace. It took a whole day from the time we saw the mountain peak to the time we docked.
Paimon didn't catch anything suspicious so far. Oh, right! If it took an entire day to reach the docks, then it would have been pouring rain at the time they saw the top of the mountain.
We learned a couple of things from his account, but we still require more evidence. Let's discuss creating novels with Xingqiu.
While it is entertaining to read novels, writing one is an endeavor of its own. You must give great thought to every detail, from the layout of the plot to the rhythm of the lines. And even when you have come up with interesting content, there's still no guarantee that it will be to your liking.
I couldn't agree more. Whether it's writing a book, creating art, or studying alchemy, seldom can you really feel joy after seriously delving into the work.
Xingqiu and Albedo are getting into some deep topics now, but nothing suspicious has come up.
Speaking of illustrations, Albedo, my novel didn't sell well in Liyue, so I must admit that I had some reservations regarding its potential. Yet you've consistently managed to select the most important scene of the chapter for your illustrations. This made me feel as though what I was trying to express could be understood after all.
Thank you. However, I took some risks in the illustrations, so I'm feeling slightly uneasy myself. Light novel illustrations are typically centered around the characters, but this time, I adopted a different approach in the illustration for the last chapter.
Well, that scene was intended to depict the change in the world, so I thought it very fitting to draw only scenery.
Doesn't sound like anything suspicious has come up so far.
No, there was a crack in his alibi. My illustrations were sent for printing the moment they arrived in Inazuma. So, logically speaking, there's no way he could possibly know what the illustrations look like. Xingqiu, we have something very important to ask you now.
Oh? Why the solemn looks all of a sudden? Huh? I'm afraid I don't follow.
Mr. Okazaki told us earlier that actually the weather at sea was very bad these last few days. So when you said that everyone came running to the deck to see Mount Yogo, that couldn't have happened!
On top of that, the latest installment of A Legend of Sword will only be revealed at the Irodori Festival. Even we, the creators, haven't received a sample copy. And if that's the case, how could you know what my illustrations look like?
Well...
The jig's up, Xingqiu. You were already in Inazuma before to... Are you in some...
No. I suppose my lack of sleep... I did in fact come to Inazuma early to handle some things. Let me consider how to explain this. Oh, this is most embarrassing.
Oh! Well, if this isn't a coincidence, I didn't expect to see everyone here.
Huh? Tone-deaf Bard, what are you doing here?
I heard that the owner of this establishment has some fine-aged wines. I didn't want to miss the opportunity to taste them.
Paimon knew you couldn't possibly be up to anything good.
Says who? In fact, I come as the bearer of good tidings. I just bumped into Kujo Sara a moment ago. She said that the Tenryou Commission has apprehended the criminal who stole all those copies of A Legend of Sword. You needn't worry about it any longer.
Huh? The criminal who stole A Legend of Sword?
Did I say something I shouldn't have?
Oh no. The person they apprehended, was it by chance an editor named Onodera?
Apologies, Kujo Sara didn't mention a name, but I saw her taking someone toward Hanamizaka.
Everyone, it's too late to explain. We must make haste and rescue Onodera.
Welcome to Uyu Restaurant. Please talk to me if you want to order.
There has been so many lively young customers recently.
Please talk to me if you want to order.
It depends. Whatever I can come up with. But I need to get some quests done. Because there's a whole lot of quests. And I have 3 accounts and 10 days left. So the FOMO is real.
Oh, so you must be the author of A Legend of Sword. I didn't expect to see others tagging along with you.
Anyway, you mustn't take him away. I can
Usually, I just go with the flow, whatever comes up. I've got present or whatever I can remember.
Has testified for me.
But I've done already done the weeklies, I think. There's not much to do, but I have like a lot of fragile resin. Maybe I can use that to build.
Does everyone else here already know?
Sayu. But no, I guess not. Maybe I just switch accounts and do the quest on the other accounts.
Additional squads here, in order to prevent the suspect from escaping.
Shinjo looks pretty flustered. What exactly is going on here?
Though it's most embarrassing, it appears quite a few people are aware of the situation now. There's no use keeping it a secret. In the end, I'm the one responsible for this whole predicament.
No, Genyu. It's only appropriate that I take responsibility for this. Everyone, please let me explain. For the Iridori Festival, I recommended the idea of selling newly released novels signed by the authors. Not only was this the first major project I was in charge of since joining the Yae publishing house, but Lady Yae also gave me a lot of support. However, I did not discuss our plans with the authors in advance. As a result, it caused a great deal of trouble for Genyu.
Yes, to be frank, calligraphy is not my strong point, so signing events are really not my forte.
Even though such an event will be difficult for Genyu, after telling him how important the plans were to me, he immediately boarded a ship to Inazuma to come up with a solution. So these past few days, Genyu has been actively practicing his handwriting. However, it takes time to sign each book, and we realized the time we reserved for the signing was not nearly enough. So I came up with the idea of moving the new books from the warehouse to my place. That way, Genyu could use these few days to sign them all. I thought everything would work out without a hitch. I never expected that someone would immediately realize that the books were missing from the warehouse. To make things worse, I was on vacation and staying with Genyu in my house these past few days. I had no idea that the situation had turned into such a huge mess. All of this happened because I wanted to prove myself through this event.
Onodera, I agreed to your proposal because I didn't want the readers to know of my unsightly handwriting. Also, I knew that Onodera had been misled by one of my prior signatures. At a previous event, the Yae Publishing House had requested autographs of authors so that they could be put on display. I practiced tirelessly for an entire day to finally deliver a stylish and elegant signature for the event. But looking back on it now, I had dug myself into a hole by delivering that nice signature for the sake of my pride.
Hey, come on, you two. Loosen up a little. The theft was nothing more than a simple misunderstanding. Besides, everyone has something they do not wish others to see.
Yeah, that's right. All that matters is that Shincho and his books are okay.
Onodera, I think you should explain the truth regarding the stolen books to the rest of the people on Rito.
Yes, I understand. I'll apologize to everyone.
We should probably be heading back to Rito as well. Let's tag along.
Onodera, what are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be on leave these few days?
I'm very sorry for all the trouble that I've caused.
Yes, Onodera, but why didn't you tell everyone earlier? If you had told us, we could have thought of some ways to help you.
That's right. We're a team, and we should be helping each other in tough situations like this.
Let's leave the past behind us now. Our first priority is to help Genyu with his signatures. How is your progress so far?
My progress is not what I had hoped for. Even after working through the night these past few days, I've only finished perhaps 1/10 of the signatures.
Oh, no wonder Shincho looked so sleepy today.
I understand. Murata, go back to Yae Publishing House and get Aratani to book a room on the second floor of the Uyu restaurant. We'll be using it for Genyu's emergency calligraphy lessons.
Yes, Mr. Hirayama. It just so happens that my brother is a calligrapher. Should I ask him to lend his assistance as well?
Yes, good idea. Ah, you've just reminded me. 2 calligraphers from Liyue arrived today. We've worked with them before, so I'll go and ask them to help out too.
It seems I'm really in for it now.
No need to worry, Genyu. I'm sure you...
They are 2 entirely different skills.
Even though Shincho still has to deal with his handwriting issue, Paimon somehow feels a little relieved now.
I always used to prefer working alone in my workshop, but I've come to realize that solving problems with others also has its merits.
We also owe a special ode of gratitude to the mysterious person who has been leaving important info for us along the way.
Huh? You mean whoever left behind those stories about the 5 Kasen?
Pardon me, but what are you talking about?
Oh, right. We haven't had a chance to explain things to Shincho yet.
I see. It appears that Onodera and I were spotted when we were moving the books. Albedo, may I ask you one thing? Are you able to include me in a portrait as well? Not only do I owe the successful resolution of today's incident to that story, but I also hope that I'll remember this lesson.
No problem. Considering the similarities between the portrait and the events that have taken place, your proposal is very reasonable.
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion, Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akahito.
Albedo really is something. He finish the portrait of Aoi no Okina in no time at all. Wonder how Shincho's calligraphy training is going at Uyu Restaurant. Hey, do you think whoever left those stories for us could be hiding somewhere nearby? Oh, hello? Mr. Storywriter? Are you here? Could you please help Shincho with something? He's a friend of ours, and the release of his new book is super important to him. Oh, what's that sound? It was just a cat. Looks like we can't make them reveal themselves that easily. It's getting late now. Well, let's go back and get some rest. We still have to go to the docks and wait for another ship tomorrow morning. It's already time for us to be in the docks. Look! That figure on the wharf! It looks like Kazuha! Bye!
Greetings, traveler in Paimon. I heard there would be guides for the Iridori Festival, but I didn't expect it would be you two.
We didn't expect to see you either! Returning as a guest for the Iridori Festival, no doubt.
I was a little surprised myself when I received the invitation. But after wandering the outside world for so long, it's good to have an opportunity to return to my homeland and pay respects to my old friends.
Kazuha, when we saw you in the distance just now, you seemed to be looking for something. What happened?
Ah, yes. You see, when I came off the boat with everyone just now, I suddenly heard light footsteps around me. I could tell they were not footsteps of a regular passenger. But by the time I turned around, the person had already disappeared. I only heard a splash come from below the pier. Even though I didn't manage to catch a glimpse of them, I found this strange piece of paper by my feet.
Oh, does the paper happen to have a poem written on it?
Huh. How did you know? Fascinating. It's almost hard to believe such things could happen. Sure, here it is. Please, have a look.
Last time, Aoi no basically says that Akihito got his name from his love of red seals. However, the Shogun discovered that he had committed plagiarism, and he was soon exiled. Well, if Paimon were to rate today's story, it sounds pretty unfortunate.
I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with this story. I too was once wanted as a criminal by the shogunate, so I'm not all that different from Akihito mentioned in this story.
But according to the story, Akihito was exiled by the shogun because of his wrongdoings. You did nothing wrong, Kazuha. Huh? Traveler, what are you thinking about?
Ah, by the way, you mentioned that your friend has been struggling because he's unable to sign his name quickly, right? In Liyue and Inazuma, there is a saying, that which has been stamped has also been signed. Perhaps using a seal could be a feasible solution. While sailing at sea, I sometimes carve things to pass the time. If you wish to create a stamp for his seal, I might be able to help.
Wow, that's an idea! Quick, let's go tell Albedo! Surely I should be due a growth spurt by now. Make my escape. Albedo, we figured out a way to help Shincho.
Interesting. A story of the 5 Kasen appears again, and with a timely solution. A stamped seal, huh? Let me think. Indeed, it is an efficient solution. If we use a stamp, then Xingqiu won't have to struggle with his handwriting anymore. However... since Xingqiu's signature has been previously revealed to the readers, it would seem insincere if he only used the stamped seal for his new books. But I have another idea. Using a seal is a part of it, of course. Let's go to Uyu Restaurant now to discuss my idea with everyone.
Yes, that's it, Genyu. Your writing has greatly improved today, which means yesterday's intensive training was effective.
My apologies, but I simply can't do it anymore. My hands are so sore that I can't even move them anymore. I should have known better than to read novels during calligraphy class.
You just had a 10-minute break. Come on, you can do this.
When it comes to pushing a deadline, there's no one more brutal than Mr. Hirayama.
No wonder Lady Yai would always send the editorial director to handle troublesome authors.
Whoa, this is getting scary. It hasn't even been that long and Shincho's already zombified.
Mr. Hirayama, we found a solution that might just solve our dilemma. In both Liyue and Inazuma, seals are widely used as the equivalents of a signature. If we use a stamp to leave the author's seal on the books, then we could make the signature process a lot easier. Of course, a seal on its own is not enough. So, I propose that each signature consists of 2 parts. First, we'll use a personalized seal. We can simply carve one using Chenyu's signature as the design. In addition, I'll also design a simple but elegant pattern that's easy for Chenyu to write. That way, he will only need to draw a simple pattern on each book.
Let me think. All right, I think that would work. Not only does it still involve the author's own handwriting, but the result should be very beautiful as well.
So, what you mean to say is, I've been saved from this predicament?
Mr. Hirayama, it suddenly occurred to me that the reason we gave up on live book signings previously was because it would take too long for the author to sign each book. But if we adopted Calx's proposed method, we might have enough time to do signatures at the live event. And if all the authors signed their books in the same fashion, then Genyu's signature wouldn't look out of place.
Well, if you think it's feasible, I would certainly be happy to design signatures for the other authors as well.
Yes, and you may leave carving the stamps to me.
In that case, I shall contact the other two authors participating in the new release event.
It is a great honor to use a signature designed by Calx.
My pen name is quite complicated and isn't suitable for signing events. However, if we implement this new format, then it'll be a dream come true for me as well.
Great! Looks like everyone's on board with the idea.
I'm sorry to have kept you busy for so long, Genyu. Please, take the next few days to have a good rest. We'll handle everything from here. The books that Genyu already signed can be used as special prizes in future events held by the Publishing House.
We did it! The event is saved!
Thanks to everyone's efforts, Onodera and I are finally free of that mess.
That's right! You're finally free, Xingqiu! Maybe you should step outside for some fresh air. We still have some time to burn.
Traveler, there you are.
Oh, it's Ayaka! And Venti! That's an interesting combo.
I was just going to the festival venue to prepare the Ikebana lesson when I found a strange piece of paper on a flower stand. This bard just happened to be close by at the time. He informed me that you've also found similar papers recently. As such, we came together to find you two.
But the paper she found isn't quite the same as the ones we found before.
Here's the paper. Please, have a look.
All the poems we found before were roughly the same length, but this one is only 2 lines.
And even though there are only 2 short sentences, neither of them are next to the title or centered on the page. The position of the writing seems to indicate that there is other content written on this paper besides these 2 lines.
If we take the poem literally, it reads, "Dip this paper in water and see the truth naturally appear." Speaking of which, I have an ancient text at home, specializing in ancient and exotic stories. It mentions a special ink that will show itself when wet and disappear when it's dry.
So, shall we give it a whirl? It just so happens that there's a pond nearby.
Water from Hans has magical powers to heal your body and soul.
Is there anything in the world that will satisfy my taste buds?
Water from hot springs has magical powers to heal your body and soul.
Is there anything in the world that will satisfy my taste buds?
Surely I should be due a growth spurt by now.
Body and soul.
Wow, look! It's really working! More words have appeared on the paper! Let Paimon see what it says. The story says that after Sumizomi got the collection of poems from Akihito and put them into a stream of water, the plagiarized words in the poem became blurry. Huh? Why would that happen?
You see, Paimon, in the past, when printing was not yet well developed, handwritten text could easily become smudged in books when exposed to moisture. To ensure the text lasted longer, they'd either write using a special ink or coat the paper's surface with a waterproof coating once the writing was finished. Such special inks are time-consuming and laborious to produce, and the waterproof coating could also prove just as difficult. However, since Akihito's poetry collection was an important gift to be presented to the shogun, surely one of those two methods was used to protect it. But as for the plagiarized poems, not only would they lack Akihito's seal, but the words would also react differently when exposed to liquid.
Which means Akihito didn't plagiarize his work. He was set up!
Yes, it appears that this is the truth that Sumizome's story is trying to convey. Although the story is saddening, I've decided on the subjects to use for Akihito and Sumizome's portraits. Kazuha, Ayaka, would you be willing to be the models for my paintings?
I would be delighted.
Yes, as would I.
There you go. The next two portraits should be ready in no time.
Yes. And now that all 4 stories have all been collected, the story of the 5 Kasen is now fully completed.
Long ago, Inazuma had 5 legendary poets. People bestowed upon them the title of the 5 Kasen.
One year, the poet Suiko made his way to Tenshukaku and presented the Kasen's work for the shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn out, and Suiko was questioned regarding the matter. Suiko pleaded guilty. He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled a mysterious figure approaching while he was intoxicated.
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion, Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akahito.
Akahito had once belonged to the 5 Kasen. Each poem he composed, he marked with a scarlet red seal, hence the Aka in his name. Such a distinguished writer was he, and yet one of the poems he had submitted the previous year was found to be plagiarized. Akahito was exiled for his crimes, and only 4 of the 5 Kasen remained.
Sumizome went over Akihito's poems and noticed that the plagiarized poem lacked his seal. She immersed his poetry in a stream nearby, and only on the plagiarized poem did the ink run. Aoi no Okina passed by and witnessed Sumizome's doing, which he then recorded in a poem. Thus transpired the events of Suiko's poetry submission, and this is where the story comes to an end.
Of the 5 Kasen, there's still one thing Paimon hasn't been able to figure out. One of the 5 Kasen is called Kuranushi, right? It's just that, how could the story of the 5 Kasen finish without him appearing at all?
Oh, have you really not noticed?
Huh? Not noticed what? This is no time to be playing games, Tone Deaf Bard!
What he means is that the story of Kuronushi was already embedded within the 4 poems.
Huh? Really?
That's right. The key lies in the poem that Aoi no Okina wrote after seeing Sumizome rinsing the poetry collection. An average person could never understand the scene of a young girl washing Akahito's poetry collection in a stream. Even Aoi no Okina couldn't figure out the meaning behind Sumizome's actions. He was simply reminiscing and thinking about his old acquaintances. However, for the perpetrator who framed Akahito, it was completely obvious. He was worried that if this poem was seen by the Shogun, then the Shogun could discover the truth behind the plagiarism incident. If that happened, then he'd be finished. So, in desperation, he threatened Aoi no Okina to make him tear out this poem.
Which means the one who threatened Aoi no Okina is the same person that framed Akahito! What? Kuranushi?
That's right. Though there are only 4 poems, they still managed to tell the complete story of all 5 Kasen. Since the Shogun mentioned in the poems is certainly not the one of the 5 Kasen, the only character left is the mysterious one with an unknown identity.
Oh, okay. Paimon is finally starting to get it now.
However, this also brings something else to mind. The story of the 5 Kasen has more or less reflected everything that's been happening around us lately. Which begs the question, is there a Kuronushi in our world as well?
A Kuronushi? In our world?
Speaking of which, I wonder if our dear Kazuha has come up with anything.
Oh, right! Kazuha! He's been pretty quiet this whole time. Let's ask him! Hey, Kazuha! Are you okay? You've been standing in front of this blank canvas for a while, and you don't look so good.
Apologies for making a wild assumption, but has the story of the five cousin reminded you of anything?
Yes. A few things did come to mind, actually. However, they were nothing more than some past incidents regarding my family. I don't mind sharing the stories, but I'd prefer not to bring you any more trouble.
Hey, we're all friends here, Kazuha. You can always tell us whatever's on your mind.
Kaidehara, please forgive my assumption, but perhaps you were thinking of the Raiden Gokuden?
The Raiden Gokuden? What's that?
It appears that Miss Kamisato and I were thinking of the same thing. But it also has much to do with the Yashiro Commission. It would be improper to speak of it here without the consent of Miss Kamisato.
It's fine. Those of us here are all trustworthy, so there isn't any harm in it. However, this matter is somewhat complicated and may be difficult to explain. Let me start with the Raiden Gokuden. As you all know, the Yashiro Commission's primary purpose is managing ceremonial and cultural affairs, and Inazuma's art of forging swords is a very important part of our culture. The Raiden Gokuden were once the top 5 schools of the forging art in Inazuma. Although these families were swordsmiths by craft, they also held many important positions in the Yashiro Commission. Unfortunately, of the 5, only the Amenoma art still maintains its artisan lineage. The descendants of the Ishin art are also still alive, but the craft has been lost to time. The descendants of the Ishin art are none other than the Kaidehara family.
Whoa! We knew Kazuha came from a noble family, but we had no idea about his connection to the Yashiro Commission and sword making.
Yes, but that's all part of the past now. The Ishin art was lost with my great-grandfather's generation. My grandfather was dissatisfied with my great-grandfather's lack of effort. When he was young, my grandfather traveled all over Tevat to find a way to revive the family business. But it was to no avail. And in my generation, our last remaining family property was lost as well.
I heard my elder brother mention that the decline of the Raiden Gokuden happened very rapidly. In the span of a few decades, 3 of the families suffered various misfortunes and disappeared completely. Later, there was speculation that all of these misfortunes stemmed from some background machinations, meaning that someone wanted to wipe out the Raiden Gokuden. However, since not every family of the Raiden Gokuden came to ruin, such explanations were treated as nothing more than a conspiracy theory.
Indeed. I've also believed such ideas were just theories and rumors. However, I know that a major incident happened to my great-grandfather when he was young. Not only did it affect the Kaedehara clan, but it nearly jeopardized the Kamisato clan's position in the Yashiro Commission as well. After reading the story of the 5 Kasen, I can't help but feel like it's pointing me toward the truth behind that incident.
What exactly happened to your great-grandfather, Kazuha?
I still can't say. I need to speak with someone to verify the details. Let's meet here again at noon tomorrow. I will tell you everything I know then.
Hey, what's up? Not so great, but I feel better. Just had dinner. How about you? Thanks for dropping by the stream.
Ah, you're here. It appears everyone has arrived. Last night, I visited a former servant who once worked for my family. I was able to learn the entirety of what happened all those years ago. In my great-grandfather's generation, the Ishin art was tasked with forging an important Goshinto according to an ancient forging diagram. Though all the craftsmen involved were very experienced, the process was still unsuccessful. Every blade that was forged was defective. When the deadline came, the blade still wasn't finished, so the craftsmen all fled and hid for fear of punishment. The Kaedahara clan and Yashiro Commission then conducted an investigation. My great-grandfather and the head of the Kamisato clan eventually tracked down the craftsmen near the seaside. However, they met fierce resistance from the craftsmen, and in the end they were unable to prevent them from escaping by sea. The Kaedahara clan was severely punished for the swordsmiths that had escaped, and the family gradually fell into decline. Moreover, I heard that the head of the Kamisato clan was injured by the fleeing swordsmiths, which combined with his advanced age caused him to pass away shortly thereafter.
Yes. The sudden passing of the family head left the Kamisato clan leaderless. Treacherous people took advantage of the situation and put the families. This single incident had profound effects. Even after the position as head of the clan was passed to my father, but the
failure to forge the However, the story of the 5 Kasen seems to imply... Miss Kamisato, I heard... Might I ask...
Yes,
Always attract some. Make my escape.
Why?
everyone, I've managed to find the old diagram.
Though the diagram is well preserved, you can still tell that it's seen at least 3 or...
That's pretty old. Is it still possible to find any evidence of tampering?
At this point, we can only try our luck and see how we fare.
Although the effect is not too obvious,
I see.
You can still see the Kazuha.
I see. But I fear that I've discovered this secret too late. When my grandfather was young, yesterday, sure enough, my grandfather left Inazuma in a rage after hearing those words.
Kids.
He didn't
That's how they
ever see
are.
my great-grandfather. Looking back...
Oh, I heard that your...
Kazuha. Yes. My grandfather was so angry at the time that he smashed...
Yes, Kazuha. If your great-grandfather thought that the Ishin art lacked finesse, then after witnessing his son's failure, wouldn't he have said something more along the lines of, your skills aren't sufficient? But instead he said, if you can't find the secret within. Don't you find that a little strange?
Huh? Oh. So you're saying my great-grandfather may have very well known that the failure was due to someone's tampering?
Yes. The current evidence suggests that is highly likely.
I apologize, but would you all please accompany me to the Tenryou Commission? After I became a wanted criminal, the Tenryou Commission seized my family's last remaining estate. I want to inquire—
All right, let—
What are you all doing?
Kujo Sara. Perhaps you still remember me.
Yes, I do.
Sara!
Yes.
No, I'm afraid you—
I see.
Thank you so—
Kaedehara, about the Vision Hunt decree.
That's all in the past now, Kujo Sara. There's no need to mention it again. I know you've also had your own convictions and struggles. However, may I ask something of you?
Yes? What is it?
Currently, I have no plans to stay in Inazuma. As a result, those items from my family's estate are of no use to me. Madam Kujo, I believe you are a person of integrity. After our investigation is over, I'd like to ask if you can handle those belongings for me. Please, sell them, and use the money to help the poor.
All right, I understand. I'll be sure to take care of it.
The defenses on the left side of the tower need to be strengthened. The defenses.
Ah, you must be here to investigate the Kaedehara clan's belongings. Well, Madame Kujo's already informed me of the situation. Please, come this way. Ah, the Kaedehara clan's belongings are stored in this warehouse. Unfortunately, the items are scattered throughout in order to save space. My deepest apologies. However, I have clearly marked the corresponding items, so they shouldn't be too difficult to find. I'll be waiting for you at the door. Please, come see me if you require any assistance.
Kazuha, since the items are scattered throughout the building, I propose we split up and look for clues.
Yes, sounds like a plan. Thanks for your help, everyone.
Oh, it's you. I'm currently I'm afraid not. The blade on the...
Let Paimon see! Oh, there seems to Paimon can...
I will continue investigating here and...
I'll be checking around here. You and the others?
Oh, it's you. Unfortunately, I have yet to find anything of value here.
Whoa, this folding screen looks pretty old, though.
Yes, perhaps if it were better maintained, then it could fetch a decent price. However, I doubt it could be sold in its current condition. I was taking a closer look just now and noticed a large piece of dirt caught in the fabric fibers on the back side. The soil is deeply embedded into the cloth. That means a great deal of force was used when the dirt was lodged into the cloth, because this is not what we are looking for now. Let me think. If I wanted to leave a message behind, I would probably choose to leave it on something a little more special.
Albedo seems to be
There must be some... Do you see all the...
Hey! Everyone... Well, what if we don't end up...
I know you're... Since Kazuha made such a request... No, not intuition. Leave the things here to me. You...
What did you find, Shinkyo?
I found quite the pile of old books. These books here are all related to smelting steel, and these are about the process of forging...
The books about plants and flowers must have belonged to Kazuha.
I skimmed through them just now, but I didn't find anything particularly worth noting. I shall take a closer look and let you know if I find anything.
Everyone, I've found something that you should all have a look at.
Oh, seems Kazuha discovered something. Let's go see what he's got.
This flower pot was in my house for a long time. I heard that it was left behind by my great-grandfather.
Yeah, the plants seem to have been dead for a while now.
Well, after my great-grandfather stopped studying the forging arts, he picked up the hobby of keeping bonsai plants. Most of his prized plants were given to others once he became... But he specifically left behind this dead plant at the time. My grandfather but now that I think about it... Yes...
We finally found some! Do you think so?
No, I do not think that is the case here. See the paper? It's quite yellowed, which means it's very old.
You mean to say that...
Yes, I agree.
Okay, let's...
There is a pond outside the police station.
Well, how did...
Just as everyone guessed.
Oh? What does the letter say?
It is. I'll tell you. Everyone, please follow me.
Make my escape.
Kaedehara, why did you lead us to this beach?
It is. In fact, our hypothesis, it reads, to whoever read all those years ago, when I was pursuing the swordsmiths alongside Commissioner Kamisato of the Yashiro Commission, I was not injured by one of the fleeing smiths. Rather...
It was night, and after the clues led us down to shore, I waited for the culprits to show themselves. However, there were no swordsmiths in sight, only a single eccentric stranger. This stranger claimed to be the one behind the failed forgings, and said that he had been patiently waiting for us. He then threatened to destroy the Raiden Gokaden. That person was of able body, and in a blink of an eye, myself and the accompanying samurai had been defeated. Commissioner Kamisato was severely wounded, and I barely escaped death myself. The unusual stranger could have easily claimed my life at that moment. But, after noticing my appearance, I answered that it was my father's surname, and after my father disappeared, upon hearing my answer, the stranger paused. After a long silence, he suddenly said, "Tell her this. My name is Kunikuzushi." He then turned and left.
Wow.
Yes. However, because the perpetrator, he said, as the leader of the Kaedahara clan. Yes, that's right. Unfortunately, he failed. Miss Kamisato.
If the perpetrator... I will discuss this matter with Brother shortly, and investigate the identity behind the one called Kunikuzushi. Rest assured, we will act cautiously.
To be honest, as I read the letter, I felt much turbulence in my heart. But now I've managed... My great-grandfather said, though he was in a tight situation when he wrote these words, I think what's most important for each person is not the past. Therefore, knowing that being said, if the enemy from all those years ago is still lurking and plotting to stir up more trouble, these are simply Thank you all.
Great! Now that we... Today is the final stage of the Iridori Festival. Not only will there... Let's take a stroll through the festival venue. Maybe we'll find everyone there.
Hello, traveler.
Albedo, why is the portrait of Kuranushi all covered up? Haima wants to see what your Kuranushi portrait looks like.
Don't worry. The unveiling ceremony will be starting shortly. You'll see what it looks like then. I will say that I'm most satisfied with this particular work. I even made a special trip to see someone in order to complete it. They gave me some very valuable suggestions. Is that so? Anyway, there is still time before the ceremony. You may have a look around the venue first.
Make sure you get in line early to buy your special edition drinks.
Well, hello everyone.
Hey! What are you two doing together? Don't think we didn't see you two chatting up a storm just now. The moment we came over, you stopped talking.
Is that so? I'm afraid you're just overthinking things.
We were merely discussing wine and food. I'm sure you two wouldn't be interested.
Speaking of good sides with sake, I personally prefer fried tofu.
Forget it. Even if those two are plotting something, they'd still never let us. Make my
Traveler, Paimon, it's a pleasure. Indeed it did. You aren't mistaken, after all. Fortunately. Oh, I should mention. Then, please accept my thanks in advance. I'll see you later at the unveiling.
And away I go!
Ah, greetings, traveler. Paimon.
Oh, Ayato! We finally get to see the busiest person of all.
Yes, fortunately.
Brother and I are very grateful for your help.
Thomas sure is taking his sweet time.
Yes. Today is one of the rare occasions when Brother isn't.
Paimon didn't.
So...
Make my escape. Kazuha, what are you doing here? Why aren't you at the...
I came here to take in the sea breeze. Such a bustling atmosphere is never really to my liking. I knew you were still worried about me. Thank you, but please, don't worry. The things I said in front of everyone, look. See, but now, not only are
Yeah, Inazuma has already started to change, huh?
I was thinking, in some ways, each and every one of us are similar to this country. It might take a different amount of time for different people, but there will inevitably come a day when each person can let go of their burdens. And when they finally let go.
It's time for the portrait's unveiling ceremony. Let's head over to the...
Everyone, welcome to the magnificent Iridori Festival. Today, we have ushered in the final stage of our festival. And now we will reveal the final portrait of the 5 Kasen, Kuranushi, which was done by none other than our guest artist from Mondstadt, Calx.
Paimon has no idea what Albedo's portrait looks like. Oh, this is so nerve-wracking.
Let's all count down together. 3, 2, 1. Huh? What's this? This piece depicts nothing but a background. I suppose Calx must have forgotten to include the character. Let's hear some words from Calx himself regarding the creative process behind this piece.
Hello, everyone. First, I would like to say that it was an honor to be invited to create the portraits of the 5 Kasen. The 5 Kasen are legendary figures from ancient Inazuma, famous for their works of poetry. As time passed, poems were composed about them. I learned from existing. Moreover, perhaps we can... After all, the Iridori Festival is a place for everyone to express their minds through creative works.
Yep, that's Albedo for ya. His super logical explanation is sure to win every... Well, it seems that our adventures at the Iridori Festival have come to a close. Huh? What? Oh. Oh, right! Really? Come on then, who is it? Tell Paimon! Well, that makes sense. Right. Even though they were using stories to hint us toward Shincho's troubles, the real goal was to... Oh! Paimon gets it now. Let's go! Ayato! You're the one behind the stories of the 5 Kasen! But don't you think you overdid it a little? Leading all your friends on a wild hunt like that?
As it just so happens, one of the reasons I'm here today is to explain the details behind this wild hunt.
Huh. Paimon wants to see how you'll explain yourself out of this one.
First of all, the start of this whole incident was due to mere happenstance. You see, Lady Yai happened to catch sight of Shincho and the editor carrying the books away one night. She thought it was interesting, so she asked me to tease them a bit.
Huh? So it was Miko after all! Paimon knew it! This thing had Miko written all over it!
That's right. But using the story of the 5 Kassen to guide you to the Kaedehara family's secrets was my personal touch. As for my roundabout approach, well, that was something which I had no choice but to do. Yes. Due to a certain incident that occurred earlier, I happened to notice the bonsai plants left behind by Kaedehara Yoshinori, as well as the blank papers hidden inside. I knew there was more than meets the eye regarding those papers, but it took me some time to figure out the secret behind the ink, the kind that would only appear when exposed to water. What Kaedehara Yoshinori said in the letter is very important for both the Kamisato clan and the descendants of the Kaedehara clan, especially Kazuha. The Kaedehara clan used to be subordinates of the Kamisato clan. It was my ancestors who were unable to protect them all those years ago. So now, this obligation fell on my shoulders. Although he has the right to know the truth, the closer he draws to things hidden out of sight, the closer he also draws to danger. I had to confirm whether Kazuha has both the will and ability to be privy to the truth. Of course, I could outright tell him the truth that I had discovered, but maybe he doesn't have the will that's required. In that case, the truth would only become a burden to him. If he lacks the ability, then he wouldn't be able to find the truth in the first place. Kaedehara Yoshi, for a long time...
Oh, Paimon gets... Yeah, it wasn't only Kazuha. You brought all of the rest of us into this plan of yours.
I merely saw... And more importantly, I hoped that while Kazuha and Ayaka were looking for the answers together, they would have some reliable friends by their side. Reliable friends who would be willing to protect them and make measured decisions. Friends who would spare no effort to lend a helping hand in times of trouble. Because it is also very likely that you already know the answer is act when there is no one else. As for the means...
Festivals always attract so many people. Seems like... It's getting pretty late, so I had to... It's the big... So he was the one behind the trouble all those years ago!
When there is no one else near the pool. As for the means of... Also, I mentioned earlier that the occurrence of a certain incident made me notice... It was just after the Shogun announced the abolition of the Sakoku decree. I heard that something had happened. They had discovered... I felt something in the meantime.
You mean... Why didn't you...
After he left, I am certain. So, which part of Kaedehara Yoshinori's experiences? I don't have an answer. As for now, please, enjoy yourselves at the Iridori.
my escape.
Feel my blade! Feel my blade! There's more!
I should be due a growth spurt by now. Phew.
Hi guys, thank you for watching.
Brace yourself. Clear cut. Watch your step. Slide. Clear cut. Slide. Don't hold back. Clear cut.
Make my escape.
Teach me a lesson. Slash! Watch your step! Clear cut! Slash! Clear cut! Allow.
Seems like I should have just stayed in bed today.
Take this! Cheap trick! This will do! This will end you!
Can't catch me!
I'm ready! Cheap trick! Take this! I'm ready! This will end you! Cheap tricks! This will do! Take this! This will end you!
And away I go!
Yeah, I'm getting slaughtered here. I was surprised when he grew big, like you know in Naruto, like Choji. Wow, he's a freaking beast. This is like a Dark Souls boss fight, like Elden Ring or Sekiro. But this is harder than Dark Souls. Oh my god, I just really suck. Well, anyway, I think it just takes like a couple of tries before to master their moves. Yeah, pretty cute though. Pretty awesome. It's fun, you know. It's very interesting. You know, sometimes Genshin pulls out some interesting things like this out of the blue. You know, it gets me motivated to play. Well, we shall see. There we go again. Grew up again. Oh, wow. Shadow Clone Bomb. Wow. Ooh. I'm pretty hyped right now. Oh, goodness. Got some moves also. Oh, ooh. Oh, I'm getting killed. Don't know his moves. There's no telegraphing here. This is not Dark Souls. It's not Sekiro. There's no telegraph. And there's a cooldown when you parry. There's a cooldown. I don't think I can parry that lightning strike. Oh, he blocks my attacks. Now he's the one, Sekiro. Wow. He parries everything. Wow. Wow. Is that Sekiro? Is that you, Sekiro? And take that plunge. Attack. They got some moves as well. You're not the only one with some cool moves here. Man. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I really suck. It's like the toughest boss in Genshin. No, dodge! Ooh! No stamina. Problem. That's a problem. Oh no, I can't damage it. What is this? Not like this. Not like this. So I also got to manage my stamina, I guess. Take a plunge attack. No parry, but with that. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, he just exposed how bad I am. And I thought I was a Sekiro veteran. I platinum Sekiro, but I can't even beat this dog. This cute dog. Ooh, what was that? Oh, Dragon Strike. Doggy, Dragon Strike. No stamina. Oh, Dragon Strike. Oh no, no time. So, I demand a rematch, doggo. Wow. Alright, so I think we have some challenge here. So that's content right there. So we always ask for harder content. Now we have it. So careful what you wish for, because Mihoyo is gonna give it to you, and you might not like it. Problem is, we don't have enough time. We need to parry as much. No, we can't parry that. We need to parry as much attack as we can. I thought I'd parry that. No parry? Come on, how do you parry this dog? Well, I like it. You know, I like the challenge. At least you get some challenge every now and then in this game. Now, so he has an electro plunge attack. I see. How can I damage this dude? Wow, double clones, huh? It's not enough time. It's not enough time to beat him, I think. Can't even get a single parry. There. I think that's my maybe my third or fourth parry against him. So I think this might be how you can DPS him. Charge attacks. Oh, no iframe there? No parry? I'm in Asia server. I need like 5 parries so that I can beat him. Oh, I'm getting slaughtered. Also, no parry. How can you parry? What? There must be some way to beat this doggo. Well, I love the challenge, so we're going to do this Dark Souls style. We're going to do this all day, Cap. I can do this all day, Cap. Wow, he can parry from his butt. Oh, see? He has eyes in his butt. I parried, but no counter. You guys see his moves. Sharingan activate. So I can counter him. Sharingan! That was good timing, I think. But no parry. You can parry that, I guess. You can just block, I guess. Wow, I'm getting murdered. Alright, let's do this all day, Cap. So we've got content right here. We've got content to stream. I think that was like a mini parry. Oh no! Whoa! Oh, there! I think that one. That's the one that you can parry. Ooh! All right. Got one score. Scored one. One for either. Alright, Doggo Dragon Strike. Wow, he blocked that as well. Take that! Take that! Wind Blade! Alright! The cloud's high, the bird's call, yes! Woo! I got the upper hand now. Alright. Okay. You're going down, Doggo. Cute Doggo, you're going down. Even though you're so cute, I'm gonna beat you up. Ah, I can't jump. Jump. Either can't jump. Alright, come on, 1 more minute, 1 more parry, I think. And I might win this. Wow, I couldn't move. It's like he paralyzed me. Come on, 1 minute, 1 more parry. That one! Almost that one. I missed. Come on, come on. Oh no, 25 seconds left. There! Boom! Alright, I had to take that hit so I could defeat him. 15 seconds! Shot clock. And he's down, yeah. Whew. No, I want to try again. Wow. Respect, Oromaru, respect. I don't want to rematch. Whew, that was hard, man. Man, I broke a sweat. That was fun, a fun challenge, you know. Mihoyo could do this kind of stuff every now and then, you know. Oh, kudos to Mihoyo. Yeah, I think I beat him. I think so. Yeah, complete versus Mighty as a Warrior, serious difficulty. So I think, well, I guess I think I beat him. All right, let me double check. So okay, so proof. All right, bragging rights, but not the best time, you know. But yeah, I think I managed to beat him. And yeah, let's go. All right, claim our rewards. Totally worth it. It was worth the effort. Dire, there's a dire difficulty. Oh my goodness. No, 75 seconds. Oh, well, I don't think I'm up for that challenge. Yeah, I'm just satisfied I'm able to beat him. You know, I don't need to go hardcore. I've got other things to do. If there was Primo Gems, I would go for it. Give just a moment. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, I'm editing the video of the fight with Tauramaru. Okay, so how long have I been streaming? About 4 hours. 4 hours. 4 hours of streaming. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna take a break and then I will change to my main account. I think I haven't done the dailies, I think, for that main account. So yeah, so I'll take a break for a few moments. See you later, I guess. So for you, but I checked here on the PS5. It says here 3 hours and 42 minutes. So that's almost 4 hours, almost rounded off. Yeah, I will check if I've done the daily commissions as well on this account. But anyway, thank you so much, guys. Yeah, thank you so much for dropping by the stream and keeping me company. You know, I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I have some people keeping me company while playing the game. You know, it's pretty cool. You guys are pretty cool, pretty awesome. Okay, so what else do we need to wrap this up? So yeah, I guess I'll take a short break, so that we don't get burned out. Yeah. So I think I'm pretty much enjoying Genshin right now, which is a good thing. So there's a tons of events, and 3 times the content for me because I have like 3 accounts. So I'll just do this one first, and then I'll end the video. So let's wait for the arrangements to be revealed. Okay, so yeah. Well, see you later, guys, and have a great day. And yeah, hope to see you later or tomorrow if you have time. Yeah, thank you so much.